Okay, let's jump in. I see that all of our speakers are here. And thank you once again for finding the time to join us for What's New in Melisearch. We'll be sharing some of the latest product updates. We'll be talking about the roadmap, what we planned for some of the upcoming releases. We'll be taking some of the questions in the end. So feel free to also drop the questions in the chat, but we'll make sure to follow up with everything that we're seeing today. And if we are not able to take all the questions, sometimes that happens, sometimes we have a lot of engagement, we'll make sure to follow up as well. So we want to make sure that there is clarifications that we can provide for everything and all types of questions that you have about Melisearch product and our offering today. So to start with the agenda, we'll dive into what's new, and we'll have a small refresher first on the AI-powered search. So if some of you may have joined our previous webinar in March, we rolled out hybrid search back then. It's our AI-powered search offering. And since we've been taking into consideration multiple requests that we had from the community, from our users, from people who signed up for our closed beta, we've delivered some new embedders that we'll be talking about, and we'll give an overall refresher on what AI-powered search is all about. Then we'll talk about what's new with V1.8 and V1.9. We've introduced some new relevancy improvements with few different features. So those are all exciting. We'll have a sneak peek into what's coming. So we also want to make sure that you have a, specific view into what's maybe not released or available for everybody, and that you're able to give us early feedback on what is in preparation for the future. We'll have a discussion about the roadmap with our product managers who are on the call today with us, what's currently in the works, what's planned, and that's a really good time to jump in with some suggestions, requests, wants, and needs, because they will be listening and they will be taking notes. And then, as I mentioned already, we will have time to take questions. I'll encourage you to drop the questions in the chat throughout the presentation. We'll be taking them one by one. Also, feel free to, unmute yourself when we have the Q&A and say your question live as well, if you feel like doing so. So with that, let's meet our speakers. Many of you are probably already familiar with Maria. She is our classic webinar speaker and our senior product manager here at Melisearch. We have Guillaume, head of product, also joining us today to talk about the roadmap and many other new events. We have Nico, our engineer from the cloud team, to talk about some of the things that are currently in preparation on the cloud side. And my name is Maya, and I'll be moderating today. So welcome, everybody. And let's jump right in. I'll give the baton to Guillaume to talk about what's new and to summarize the AI-powered search and talk about what we've been busy improving on that front since the last time we saw each other. So Guy, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thanks, Maya. Hey, everyone. I'm Guillaume, head of product at Melisearch. And today I want to present you, give you a refresher and the update about our journey with the AI-powered search. First, I want to talk about what was the context when we started to work around that. Maybe Maya, can you switch to the next slide, please? Thanks. So yeah, before Melisearch is first and foremost, it was a keyword full text search engine. We built all of that with the community on the open source side, and it's been I don't know, maybe it's been like 3 or 4 years. We were already discussing about that semantic things, AI things that were existing as a new paradigm to do the information retrieval. We know we wanted to go there someday. The question was when. And I'd say we have been pushed a bit on that because we saw the ChatGPT release, and suddenly everyone was building around that. We have seen a lot of vector database popping from the ground up, seeing a lot of search engine already working with that, trying to find their way in that. So we needed to start our journey and we needed to build something. So the first thing we have done, it was by the end of the 2023 last year. The first thing we needed is okay, we have the keyword, we have the full text search, now we need the semantic search. So to build that, we needed to have our own vector database. So the team has built a database called Arroy that fuels up all of those things, the semantic aspect of it. So it was a very first version, very basics, I would say, a core foundation. And from there, we wanted to, okay, what is the next step? So we released that and we discussed with the community. Can you go to the next slide, please, Maya? Thanks. So in early 2024, we think about that bad. So we had the keyword full text search aspect, and then we now have the semantic search. What could be the best way to streamline a good search experience for you? The best way we thought about is to merge both of those as a core component we know called the hybrid search. I will do a demo after that. I won't go into full details right now, but I will show you a demo so you can directly at a glance see what I'm talking about. And at that time, so the second point is the embedders. When we just had released the semantic search, there was a burden on the developer side. You had to, make some calls to a third API or custom model you ask to generate those embeddings, then receive them, send that back to Melisearch to index those embeddings, do the same at search. So we were thinking of a way to ease the developer experience, make it like more streamlined for you. So our idea was to kind of stand out on the shoulder of the giants right now in that aspect. So we built a direct plugin inside the engine. So you don't have to, you can use OpenAPI or Hugging Face, and the engine will streamline that work for you. So you don't have to code on your side. So you just send some documents you had configured before that, like the model you want to use for OpenAI, and we'll do all of that work for you. So you don't have to worry about that. So really is that we continued, to discuss a lot with you, see how it was working for you, if there was any problem with that. And the next iteration, the main thing I want to show there is some sort of the market aspect right now. Thanks, Maya. So we continue to build some embedders to streamline that aspect. But the thing is, I think it was one of like question we had on the community, and someone was saying, there is so much third-party API existing out there. Why can I just have some sort of a REST plugin? I don't know if you use the REST word, but the thing is that maybe in weeks or months, there will be a new third-party API everyone wants to use because there are new models you want to experiment for your particular use case. The thing is that we are a small company. We have to invest a lot on different areas. So we are thinking maybe there is a better way to, make you at speed with that. So you don't have to wait for us to code it. You don't have to wait for us to release it. So we developed the REST embedder. So basically, if there is a new third API that pops up, you want to try out, if it supports some sort of REST convention, you can use some property when configuring the REST embedders, and that will do the work for you. We will just connect to that API, get the embeddings back, store that for you. So you can, if tomorrow there is a new one, you could test it with that. And by the way, at the same time, we do some quality of life improvement. I'm seeing quality of life there, but I'm mostly speaking about performance. We have some customers with hundreds of millions of embedding, so we have done a lot of work for the performance, and we also some I would say user or customer we needed like more relevancy control on top of the dimensional space and the embedding. So we added the distribution shift, and you will see that Maria will present also the filtering by score that goes into that. So if we stop a bit right there, like the beginning of our journey, we just built that foundation. So now we have like something strong we can rely on. And from there, we can say we have all the bolts and gear being set up. And what would be the next step or the vision we have at Melisearch is that ideally, in a perfect world, you don't have to go into all of those technicalities. What is an embedder? What is a dimensional space? What is quantization? What we want is that to streamline your search the way you build the best search experience. So the idea for that, and hybrid search is one of the core components. So just to build on top of that, think of it as easy and ready to use components you could just plug into your search without entering all of those details. And one we are currently releasing, it should come in the following weeks, but this is it will come with the v1.9 in Q3. This is the get similar document. So we had some question about that. People asking, how can I get the similar document when I'm looking at a specific document, for example. So we're just using all of that inside the engine. We just provide, that some sort of components that is ready to use. I hope I was not too fast. We will have a Q&A session for that. So if you will, I will move to the next subject. I talk a lot about the Rebit search right there, but I think the best thing to do is to do a quick live demo. So I will share my screen and show you how it works and what it can give you. Can you all see my screen? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Okay, so this is a demo we have internally, and we share that publicly, by the way. We will give you the link after if you want to try it out and see how it goes for you. So we indexed a movie from IMDb and think of it as maybe some sort of a VOD platform on the Netflix platform where you search for the movie you want to watch. Before showing the hybrid search, I want to talk a bit about the limitation that we have with the keyword and full text search. The main limitation is that when you search for something, you have to know the words that are contained into the documents. So it must, like in that case, I may not know the words, but I may not know the movie. There is some sort of discovery aspect we need to solve there. There are some workarounds that exist, and those workarounds come with a cost, both for the searcher and both for you as a developer for the keyword search, the pure keyword search aspect. One of the workarounds you could use there is to leverage the synonyms, but synonym you have to think about it. You have someone to manage those, especially if you have millions of documents and the database is updated frequently. So that's a cost on the developer side. The other one is you could use the facet search here. So imagine that on some website you may be familiar with that, but most of the time is you have a side panel on the left and you can refine along some criteria. Basically, you apply filter. But it comes at a cost on the searcher side because speed is a key advantage when interacting with the search, and they have to spend time to really refine what we want. And in my case here, if I don't know the director of the movie I'm thinking of, if I don't know the release date, let's say I couldn't say okay it was released between 2001 and 2003, for example. So the use case I wanted to show there, let's imagine we are a movie night with some friends. As always, we're a bit disorganized, and we can find a movie and it's getting late. So I'm just thinking about a movie. I don't remember the title. I don't know the director. I don't know the release date, but I remember some memories from some sort of the plot or the main character attributes that marked me when I was a kid. And I'm sure my friend will have it. I just need to find it, right? I remember it was a comedy. The main character was an ogre and he was living in a swamp. I guess you know the movie I'm talking about, maybe. But let's try it with the keyword search. So you can see on the top right, I have a slider. So it says 0% semantic. So in that case, I'm only using the keyword and full text search. So let's try it out and see where it goes. Okay, so not perfect, right? I haven't found the movie I wanted, and you can see for example, on the two first documents, it show me comedy movie, basically because the word was matched inside the document, but there is nothing I wanted there. I don't see an ogre, I don't see a swamp. I remember it was like something super upfront on the movie cover when I was a kid. So now I will kick in the hybrid search that will use the semantic to give relevant results because it will understand the intent of what I want there. So we just go at 50% to fuel the search. And as you can see, I found the movie I wanted, and my friend are now super happy. We will just like put the DVD inside the player and we'll watch it and have a good night all together. So yes, I will stop sharing my screen up there. If you have questions about that, we can get back to it during the Q&A session. What I want to say is that if you want to try it out, we can maybe share a link in the chat. Yes, thanks, Maria. Perfect. Yes, so if you can go to the next slide, Maya, please, that would be wonderful. Thanks. Okay, so now if you want to try it out with your very own product, if you're eager to try it out, we have put a wait list. So it's a closed beta on the cloud, but please join the wait list. Me and Maria will be super happy to discuss with you about your use case and find a way to, make you up and running on the cloud and, trying to understand what you are trying to solve. And it will also help us a lot to shape the roadmap in the future for those core components I was speaking of. So thanks. I think now I will pass the mic to Maria and Nico for the next part. Yes.
Yes, thank you, Guillaume. I have to say that your DVD reference sort of gave away your age a bit, but yeah, still relevant for the example. Okay, it's time to dive into the highlights of our latest and upcoming releases. We've especially worked on a few features that improve the overall search relevancy. So I'd like to go through those. If you can go to the next slide, Maya, thanks. So the first one has been one of the most requested features on the roadmap for quite a while, to be honest. It's negative keyword search. So for a little bit of context, up to v1.7, users didn't have a way to exclude keywords from their results, which, as you might know, is a very common use case for most search engines, if not all. So in v1.8, which is already available, we added the negative operator to the search query. As a result, you are now able to exclude certain keywords or phrases from your results. So if you look at the example on the right, you'll see that initially we are searching for movies that match the word blues. And as you can see, we immediately get the Blues Brothers movies in the results. So if you add the negative operator to the word brothers, for example, you will see how the Blues Brothers results are immediately excluded, which is what you're going for when you exclude the brothers keyword. That one is fairly simple to explain, so maybe we can move on to the next one. Cool. Yeah, so another highly requested thing on our roadmap is a bit more abstract to explain, but I'll do my best. We've added a new matching strategy to the search. So you might be asking, okay, how does matching usually work, right? So the default matching strategy will return results that contain all the words in the query. And as a second step, if there aren't any remaining documents with matching all the words, we will remove the last word in the query to get more results. This gives the first words in the query a priority over the last ones, which is not always intended or expected by the user. So to solve this, we've added a frequency matching strategy. So instead of removing the last word in the query, the frequency strategy will now remove the most frequent term in the dataset. So this will give priority to the less frequently found terms. So if you look at the example on the right, which should pop up, cool. You can see a simple example where instead of the usual matching strategy where we would remove the last word in the query, which in this case would be brothers, if you use the frequency matching strategy, we will remove the word the, which is the most frequent one, which will therefore lead to results for Blues Brothers, which should be more relevant in most use cases. Again, this depends on your use case, but might be pretty handy. That's the second one. So for the third one, which Gigi already mentioned, we've also added the option to filter by a score or a threshold. So again, why are we working on this, or why did we work on this? When highly relevant results are scarce, melee search will return results that have a lower ranking score, which are potentially irrelevant, maybe unnecessary to show. So if you look at the example here, we get a ton of results, some of them with a lowish ranking score at 0.6. Bear in mind that the highest possible score is 1. So 0.6 is a bit low for the quality we're looking for. So if we can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. Cool. So to solve this, we've added a threshold parameter to filter results. This will make it so that you can establish a baseline ranking score so that Melisearch will only return results that are above the threshold. In this example, you will see that we establish a ranking threshold of 0.9, so we will only get results that have a ranking score above 0.9. These will be fewer results, but highly relevant ones. So again, something that you might be looking for your search. That's great. So just to sum up, starting on v1.9, which will be out on July the 1st, so a few weeks, Melisearch will include negative keyword search, the possibility of filtering by score, and a new matching strategy. All of these will hopefully help you improve your overall search relevancy. And I'd like to mention one more feature, which is a bit of a stretch under relevancy improvements, but still, I think it's pretty important. We've added the get similar documents feature because up to now, users weren't able to get related documents based on an original result. So to give a simple example, again, going back to the movies, you might be looking for a movie and you know that you like the movie Duke, which is about a dog, and you might be wanting, okay, I'd like to watch other dog movies, right? So what we've done there is we've added the new similar route to the API. And what this does, is that it leverages Melisearch's AI features to retrieve similar documents from the dataset. So if I provide the original document, I will now get similar documents like Miracle Dogs or A Dog's Purpose. And I will again be happy with my DVD and my friend's movie night. As a reminder, all of these features will be out on July the 1st. So go take them for a spin. And as always, please let us know what you think, or if you think you'd like something different. We're really happy to hear your feedback. That's all for the release updates. I will now hand it off to Nico to talk about what's in the works.
Thank you, Maria. Hello, everyone. I'm Nico, an engineer from the Melisearch Cloud team. And today I'm excited to give you a sneak peek into one of our upcoming feature, query suggestions. So let's start by the why. What is the goal of query suggestion? What we want here is to enhance search efficiency and user satisfaction by offering real-time relevant suggestions. This means that users can find what they're looking for quickly, improving their experience, but also increasing conversions, which is especially beneficial for an e-commerce platform, for example. So what is a query suggestion? In our case, query suggestions are instant and relevant search suggestions displayed as the user is typing. As you can see in the top right corner, for example, if I start typing something, I can then have a suggestion section, allowing me to easily access popular queries. Query suggestions help users find queries that are guaranteed to return results, ordered by popularity. I'll dive a bit into how we are building this. To create query suggestion, we will leverage the Cloud Search Analytics that we already have and implemented to generate and rank suggestions based on popularity and relevance. What we want is to make it as easy as possible to use, and so the setup and the integration should be as seamless as possible for you through Melisearch Cloud. You won't need any new endpoints, or you won't need any new tool. Everything should be available. I'll dive a bit into what it will look like and how it will work. For now, it's at the prototype stage. First, we have the configuration interface in Melisearch Cloud that will allow you to easily create and set up query suggestions. Again, this will be generated through the Search Analytics, which will ensure that the suggestions are tailored to your specific needs. Then the query suggestion will be updated frequently, computed from the last 30 days of Search Analytics, but you can still update them manually if needed. Once your query suggestion index is created and populated, you will then have access to documents as when you are doing a normal search. So you'll be able to query through those documents and access the best suggestions. You will then be able, when a user is doing a search, to query both indexes, the source one and the suggestion one, which will mean that then you can display the results as you wish when the user types, for instance, highlighting the suggestions. We expect to release the first version of this feature during Q3. We'll keep testing and improving it, but also based on your feedback. So feel free to ask questions or drop comments. Thank you, and let's get back to Guillaume that will present the roadmap.
Thanks, Nico. And Maria, thanks a lot. So the roadmap. Okay. We will like shift a bit back, you know, to have I would say a big picture for 2024. Can you go to the next slide, please, Maya? Thanks. So sorry. We try to group the roadmap and the initiatives we are doing, the new features around 3 categories up there for the year. So there was the we talk about the relevancy improvements today, AI-powered search, but there is also the quality of service one where there is, you know, topics ratings to performance enhancement for the indexing speed, for example, also the cloud platform. So I won't go into too much detail for the first one. Maya, can you go to the quarter 2, please? Quarter 1 and 2? Yes, okay, thanks. So we've seen the negative keyword search. It's already live. You can use that. Same for the hybrid search and the embedders we have seen. But I think maybe that's good to mention there is that since the beginning of the year, we've put a lot of efforts into making the search engine much faster at indexing. And I think it was with V1.6 during Q1, middle Q1 and Q2 in March. Don't remember exactly the one. But in some cases, there was an enhancement of 50 to 75%, depending your use case and dataset. So great enhancements for the product. In Q3, now, so the things that are planned and coming soon. So we saw the new frequency matching strategy, the filter by score, the query suggestion from just Nico presented. It will come during Q3. We are still, as he said, in the prototyping phase, testing that internally. And the next one for the AI-powered search is the get similar documents in V1.9. I think V1.9 will be in the 1st of July. I think it was what Maria said. And we will continue for the quality of service to work on even faster indexing. So it's not finished. I guess this is something we will always have to deal with, kind of, because we need, like, you need something that scale well and then can, you know, receive a lot of throughput and number, like millions of documents in some cases. So we need to continue working on that and bring some novelties into that quality of service thing. And we will do, because we haven't mentioned that, but in V1.9, we will have something we call like differential indexing for the settings. The main things to retain there is that you won't have to, you know, in some cases, we have some settings, and when you change them, it has in the past to reindex everything linked to those settings change. And now the engine is much more smarter because it do not have, you know, to index everything. So you will have some gain up there. Well, I don't have any benchmark for that yet, but we'll probably work on that and share some numbers when we have them. And then what is in validation? So for the next quarter of the year, I will go to the relevancy improvement after. I will start with the AI-powered search. But it was a question we got a lot, and I can definitely understand why it was the case. But some people ask when the hybrid search will be stabilized. Right now, the hybrid search, embedders, everything is in an experimental state. This is a term we use to mark some API that we want to iterate fast on it and change them if we need to. because we are unsure. Like we want to put that as fast as possible in your hands so you can give us feedback. Still, it's not stabilized yet. So the thing we want to do before the end of the year is to stabilize the hybrid search. So if anyone is not confident yet to use it in production, we can understand. But by the end of next year, it will be solved, and you can go and invest a bit more into that and push that to production workload. So, and the next thing is on the quality of service. So the thing that is really important when it's not just an open source product, right? We have an awesome search engine, but we also need to do an awesome cloud platform to use that search engine and provide you all of those feature sets in a convenient way. And the thing we want to do right now, we are working super hard to move our infrastructure to AWS, our current infrastructure to AWS, because we need to be at a fast pace to scale with you. We will be much more confident with that one when it comes, to add multiple services if we need to make change, add new features, new set of products for the cloud. So we don't have a date yet, but the work is well advanced from the news I have. What will happen is that we will make it as smooth as possible for you. And when we will be ready, we will send specific communication about that to each of our customers. So now I will get back to the relevancy improvement. You can see that that row is empty right now. We have a bunch of ideas, not just relevancy improvement. So going to the next slide, the main point I want to bring there is that even if we have a lot of ideas, the thing that is the most important for us is that we build in public a lot. And I think this is because we built in public since the beginning of Melisearch. I think that's why know Melisearch. You are there today with us, and you extract a lot of value from that. So what I want to say is that please come join the discussion, help us to shape the roadmap. We have 2 ways of doing it right now. I haven't told you can book a call with the product team if you want. That's not an issue. But the main thing you could do if you want to participate is to go to roadmap.melisearch.com. You can propose a new feature, vote for some. The cool thing with that one is that you have some sort of you can weight your proposal or your vote. You can, if it's mission critical, it's a bit different than if it's just a nice to have, and it's super good for us on the product side to know that. If you are more on the more on the tech side and you use GitHub a lot, we also have some specific discussion space for product discussion. So come join us, discuss with us, please. It's super helpful for us to make the best product given your needs and frustration you may have with other competitors and you want us to solve because it's mission critical for you. I think that's all for today on my side. Thank you, everyone. I will give back the mic to Maya, I think.
Thank you very much to all of our speakers. That concludes our sharing portion from Melisearch for today. We are ready to jump into the questions and answers. So now is the time for participants to tell us if you haven't seen something that you expected to see on the roadmap, if there's something that you feel strongly about regarding the existing product that you've been using, feel free to share. I'll start by going through some questions that I saw popping up. Thank you to the Melisearch team for reacting swiftly to them and sharing the links. So we shared quite a few resources. I just see some reactions to the hybrid search and the new embedders. I remember especially the new embedders was a big question that we faced when we announced the hybrid search rollout at a previous event. Somebody's asking what algorithm is it using? It's cosine similarity. Actually, if you go to our YouTube channel, we published the recording there. And there's Louis, who is our engineer, who is largely responsible for how hybrid search is working today. He's given a very detailed overview of the methodology, describing how it works compared to a full text search, and describing everything in a great level of details. That's one thing that we have to do on our YouTube channel. Actually, somebody from the Mail Search team can maybe get the link and drop them in the chat, that would be amazing, but it's just on our channel. And the second thing that's on our YouTube channel is a demo from our developer advocate, Laurent, who I believe is also with us here on the call. And he was showing the demo that's also published recording on YouTube about how to set up hybrid search. So it's resulting in this video movies database that Guillaume was showing earlier. We show you much more detailed how to set up process in that recording as well, which you can find on our YouTube channel. So yes, all the questions are welcome around the hybrid search. Thank you, Louis, for picking them up. Laurent shared a discussion that's open on GitHub requiring curious suggestions. So this is something as well we will be taking the feedback into account regarding what you think should be the next iterations for this specific offering. The message from Brad, have to run, but thanks to all the presenters. Okay, looking forward to what V1.9. Thank you very much. Thank you, Laurent, for sharing the video about how to implement the hybrid search. So yeah, you have a lot of links from us today to work around with. Do we have any other questions? Oh, we have a question from Sarah. Will the AWS infrastructure move result in price increase with the cloud? As far as I know, we don't expect this to directly improve the pricing for the cloud. Pricing, of course, changes over time, but the AWS move is dictated by us wanting to provide a better experience, better uptime, just a better, infrastructure, and it shouldn't directly impact the pricing changes on the cloud otherwise. So it's mostly driven by us wanting to improve on our infrastructure. Do we have any other questions, or do we have any other comments on what was shared? How do people feel about the relevance improvements? Okay, there is a question. Are there any plans to bring search analytics to the non-cloud versions of Search? So those should be available via the API. Maria, would you be able to maybe comment on that with the search analytics?
Sure. I can speak a bit to that. Currently, there aren't any plans because these are built from an exclusively cloud service. So it would be a bit harder for us to bring that to the self-hosted. Please, Guillaume, correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I think you're
Yes.
closer to it. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Maria. That's so we had that question also on the query suggestion. Like people were asking, like, will we be able to have the query suggestion on the open source side on the discussion? The main thing is that the query suggestion will be fueled by the search analytics, and that's a bit difficult to, I would say, release that inside the search engine right now because we use third party. For example, we need a time series database like backed by ClickHouse just to compute all of those analytics. So that will be another service for you to manage. The thing we could do maybe is to do some sort of a technical blog post to explain a bit more into details how we have built that. If you want at some point, to do that on your side. Yeah, I don't know if it answers well the question. It was from Johan. Okay. Are there any plans to bring search analytics to the cloud version of Search? So for now, no. But a blog post, we can think of that. We got that idea. We just need to execute it at some point.
Yeah, the content team is also here to take feedback about the content roadmap. So thanks for that too. That's helpful for us in terms of what type of content is useful. I saw some question. Oh yeah, somebody shared the link of Louis' recording talking about hybrid search. I actually highly recommend this. That's very entertaining and very interesting watch just in general. Somebody's asking, with the new V1.9, do we need to destroy and create new indexes? Maybe, oh, okay. Our CTO is answering that you can upgrade your Mail Search instance directly from a button on the cloud or do a dump and import in V1.9 by hand. There is a guide on the documentation available for this. Okay, a question about the blog post. Oscar is asking, is Mail Search to focus more on AI? And if so, how will the non-AI features be affected priority-wise in the future? Very interesting question. wouldn't go as far as to say that, we are fully focusing on AI today. At the same time, as Guillaume was mentioned at the beginning, this is just part of the new trend that we cannot ignore. With a hybrid search, we actually tried to sit on both chairs, and we think we succeeded because we do give options to users to choose and adjust their semantic score and the handle that you saw in the demo. There are some definitely use cases in which the full text search definitely useful. The way we look at it is when people are trying to discover something, they know exactly what they're looking for. So there could be such cases, there could be such companies that want to provide that type of experience. You come and you know exactly what are you looking for, and you know what it's called. In that case, you may still choose to benefit and use the full text engine that's still we're keeping it where it's not going anywhere. It's the core of what Mail Search is, and we will never stop trying to improve the performance and the customer experience in that. But then we also want to give you an opportunity to add the layer of the semantic search with a hybrid and make sure that you have maybe suggestions and provide to the users the opportunity to discover what they don't know exists. So with query suggestions, getting similar documents, maybe giving them examples of who's the green ogre on the swamp in case they forgot the name. So we want to give you the choice, and we want to give you sort of formula for you to decide what works best for your business, for your company, for your specific project. Kero is saying, our CTO, non-AI features will not be impacted. We will take the best part of the AI to improve the quality of the results and the relevancy of the engine. So I hope that this answers the question, but of course the AI topic also is not going anywhere, and we'll try to harness it and see how we can, bring the best parts of it without fully, abandoning what we believe is our core with the full text. Does anybody want to add something? The speakers about the AI. I saw Guillaume, you were mentioning something, or do you think it's mostly answering the question about the AI?
I think it was a great answer, Maya. Thanks.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking to the chat if there is any no more new question.
Yeah, I think there's more answers for Maria. Maria, did you want to just express what you wrote about how do you upgrade to 1.9? People seem concerned about having to start from scratch.
Sure. Yeah, I just wanted to say that there's no need to destroy and create new indexes. As Keto mentioned in the comment, for self-hosted, it's a bit more involved because you have to generate a dump and then manually import it. And for cloud, it's just pressing a button, but in neither case, you need to create an index from scratch. At most, you have to import a dump, which already contains all your Melee search information.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm trying to see if there are any questions that I have missed. Any suggestions? In any case, as I mentioned, we're always available to you. Feel free to reach out to the team through a roadmap, through our GitHub repositories. We have multiple touch points where we're happy to start the conversation. As long as there are no questions, I'm happy to give everybody some time back and wrap this up.